Greetings, it's Mayor Jeff Schielke on Friday, February 26th. And needless to say, it has been another very rough week in the community of Batavia and throughout the entire region. I don't feel like I can sit here and say to people, well, we've got the whole corona thing under control and we've got shots for everybody and et cetera, et cetera. I do want to begin this by saying that I have been very admirable of our newly elected Kane County board chairman, Corrine Pirog, because she has really jumped into this idea full force of trying to get some public sites available where Kane County residents can get shots. And I know she's trying hard, she's working on stuff, and I've been doing everything I could to work with her because she's got some ideas pretty close to home here. So anyway, we are working with her, and hopefully under her leadership we will get the shot thing in a better condition than it is right now. We've got a number of people, mostly seniors, who have been able to get the shots, but to a large degree they have gotten them because I will tell you we have several people who I will not name but I will describe as guardian angels in this town who go out and find out who needs a shot, and specifically seniors, and then works very hard to find some place where that shot can be given. And it's a more than a full-time job for some of these folks who also have a job and families and everything else, but we really have some caring, giving, high-rated people who really care about their fellow human being, and I really am pleased that we are blessed to have these people in our town. That being said, we will continue to keep you advised on this call every week as to the latest status of it. I would be hopeful that in the next few weeks we're going to have some sites right here in town where you'll be able to go get the shot. And so we'll keep our eyes open and our wishes going forth. And I just want to again thank County Board Chairman Pirog for her good efforts to try to bring this all together. I also today would like to specifically acknowledge our newly elected Kane County State's Attorney, Jamie Moser. And Jamie, under her own initiative, without any prompting from anybody from the municipal side as far as I know, took it upon herself to read the most recent actions of the Illinois General Assembly as it applied to, reviving the police world and making it better for everybody to live and work and respond to. And she came up with a number of what she thinks are points that need to be amended into the law, and she put them together in a 5-page letter that she has sent to all the Illinois General Assembly members and to local officials such as myself. And I read it over, and I would 100% endorse everything she's saying here. And I would just want to publicly thank State's Attorney Moser for her good efforts in putting this together. I had another very strong concern along this same line. In the original bill that fortunately got kind of taken apart in the midnights of Springfield, there was one particular provision in there where there was an attempt made to outlaw the ability of the city of Batavia or any other city in the state or city or village in the state of Illinois to let police officers work within public schools. The reasons for that are beyond me. I cannot figure out what we were trying to do. So anyway, it got taken out of the bill that was passed, and then immediately the sponsor of the bill refiled it. It was House Bill 29 that was filed a couple weeks ago in the Illinois General Assembly. I was on a call earlier this week with members of the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Executive Committee, and the mention of this thing just blew the call up. I mean, I was pretty much a very united voice of what in goodness name is the state legislature trying to do with this thing. So needless to say, yesterday I was advised that the sponsor of the bill has withdrawn it, put it into the Rules Committee, and apparently there's not going to be any action on it because it was going to get some very high profile public comments from myself and a number of other mayors had we decided to go forward with that. So we've had some, as I say, some kind of rough situations going on here in Batavia. And I'm just thankful for all the good efforts we have from our city staff, starting with our administrator, Laura Newman, and going all the way down to all the employees that are on the streets. I guess I said last week, the public works, the police, the fire, the water, the sewer, the electric, building department. They're all here doing the very best job they can under circumstances, some of which we have to kind of make up as we go, because there really is no right or wrong answer or no way we did it previously. So we are just going forth and do that. One of the issues that rose a couple weeks ago is that there, with the heavy snows that we had a number of fire hydrants that got buried in the snow. And when, of course, the fire hydrant's right next to the curb, and so when the snow plows come by, they push the snow and bury it even more. And so we had a volunteer group from the Batavia Fire Department, I believe from both stations and both sides of the river. Boys and girls went out and dug out everyone we knew that had any issues with it and opened them up so that they're open now for a fire. So I just want to commend them and thank them for that extra spirit of community support, because that is something that I think makes Batavia a very, very special place. I'm trying to think here. We as a community are going to have some new things happening in town, and we've got several new restaurants that are opening. One of them is Kitty Corner from City Hall, the Windmill Grill and Pizzeria, and that one is opening. And then we have a couple that are moving, and I guess I don't want to say who those are right now because they're going to stay in town, but I don't know if they've announced all their plans and finality. But one that I can tell you about that it's talked to me, I've talked to them several times now, I've visited their existing restaurant, is Doc Watson's Smokehouse, which is going to be moving into the old Smashburger location at Randall Road and Fabian Parkway. And if you go out there today, there's a big sign on the building saying Doc Watson's Smokehouse is coming. And their existing restaurant, this is an old family business. It's right now it's down in Romeoville, Illinois. So a couple weeks ago, nice circumstances in my life existed, and I was able to make a visit to that particular location because I was down in that area and went in, and I didn't tell them who I was when I went in, and didn't tell them after I left who I was. But I just went in and got some food, and it was very, very, very good. A very unique menu, and I think this is going to be a very popular restaurant when it comes to Batavia. So the owner's telling me that he hopes to have it open here, in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So we will see what we will see. But that one is, as I say, is going to go on Smashburger out there at the corner. The other thing that we are told is that the Randall 15 movie theater has been purchased by a company out of Michigan, and that we are eagerly awaiting them to come in with some further details about what they're going to do. I know of some other spots in Illinois where this same firm has bought the movie theater, and the mayors in those towns speak glowingly of the folks that are coming to Batavia. So I have my fingers crossed and my hopes up that that's going to turn into a good thing for our community. And one other thing I guess I'd like to just highlight in this message today is that there's just been a new book published called Refueling the Past by Archie Bentz Jr. Now, this book is very interesting because Archie, I had several conversations with him about it as he was preparing it. He, I believe, now lives in Tennessee, and he'd come up here to visit his old home and do research on this, and he wrote a very large book. It's over 475 pages, and it's the histories of all the gasoline, how it came to be and how it was first distributed and who did it and where they were in Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles, and then out west in the western parts of Kane County. And it's a fascinating book, and it's full of pictures. And I was just making a list before they did this tape of some of the people that are talked about in it. John Rothacker and his son, Clarence Carlson, Earl Judd, Chip Zeese, Bob Johnson, Chuck Beckman and Ollie Beckman, Lee Walls, Abe Lincoln and Doc Drymiller, Bill Flaherty, Archie Bentz and Bernie Bentz, and Stan Oak and his son Steve, Alan Wolf, Scoop, Don, John Clark, and Roy and Dale Feast are some of the stars in this book. And they're all talked about when they started and what they did and where they were at. And I'm sure I left a few other Batavians out, but they're in here too. I think Archie went through all the historical records, and I know that George Sheets at the Batavia Library helped him significantly with it also. So there is, so you can buy these, they're for sale, they're $35 a copy, but it's well worth it. And you can buy them out at Thompson Auto in the 900 block of West Wilson Street, just west of Van Ortrick Avenue, there on the south side of the street. And they have them in there and they will sell you one. And so anyway, that's the story with this, but this is a really comprehensive Batavia history and a unique part of our community life that I really commend and thank Archie Jr. for doing this, because it really did put together a lot of parts. And I've been in many coffee shop conversations where people are trying to remember who was in that gas station before, and who worked there and all this, and this answers most of the questions. So on that good note, I will end this week's program. Again, I thank everybody for all that you continue to do and for all the high spirits that everybody is providing to our community in this troubling time. So stay safe, stay well, and we're going to try to get everybody a shot here real quick. Goodbye.